Good morning, piglets. They're handsome little fellows. They look like they made it through the night. Hey, how's my girl? How's my girl and her babies? How's my girl and her babies? Yeah? She's a good girl. Curley Freckles is ready, but I don't know when. Oh, I got some dog clippers, and Spike he was literally matted upon matted. He was like serious dreadlocks, and he looks horrible, but I think he's gonna be a lot cooler. The only thing is I only got one side of him. And I gotta go check some other stuff. But I got started. Yes, you are a lover boy. Oh my God. Look at this dog. I did such a hatchet job on him, but man, it's so much better, isn't it? Yeah, climb in your tub. I will hopefully smooth it out tomorrow. But there were so many snags everywhere, just everywhere were snags, so yeah. I got a little work done on his tail, but more to come. I think I worked on him for over an hour, and he loved every second of it. Go Spike, what a good boy. The dogs just earned their keep. We saw deer. Look at that, he remembers how to walk.
Doing good, sir. Right down the hall.
Almost 2 weeks old. That's fresh water I put in there, by the way, so that they would have a place to cool down, because pigs cannot sweat or pant. That is a lot of mass. Big bodies. And it looks like Curly Freckles any day now. Any day now, Curly Freckles. Wow. It is a hot day, and I'm just taking a break in the shade. Getting ready to move the sheep. I'm gonna move them up to this hill. I'll show you in a second where I am. But I got here really early this morning before it got too hot, but then I had to just do a few more things to finish up, and I got still a few more other things to finish up before I can really start rolling up the other fences and getting ready for the next move. But I got it so the sheep could come through, and the dogs have come through, and I moved the dog shade, and they still have water at the other place, so I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna stop, go get cool, do some hopefully music in the basement, and just check myself for ticks, because I'm sitting in the grass, but I have all this tick repellent clothing apparel on, and yeah, so let me show you what I'm looking at. All right, so there's the big picture. I'll zoom it in here. There's the cows, Corey's cows. I think mine are in the trees somewhere. They're smart. And the sheep are all laying down in the field that they've been in. And then here's the new field. that's available to them, and there's an opening just behind the dog shade there, and I've got to come up with some better shade, but not bad. This is my office, and it is so healing to be actually out on the land, even when it's hot, as long as there's some shade. And that's one challenge in this spot, is that there's not much shade. And if I can get a long-term lease either here or someplace else, I would start developing some fast-growing trees and, you know, bushes and stuff that I would keep the animals away from so they could grow. But we have a couple of bushes out here, but they're thorn trees. And then we have this tall, skinny tree that, unfortunately, the shade is like, it's such a tall tree that the shade is often a long ways away on either side, so it's kind of tricky. And that's it, no other shade. And so I gotta work on that. It's one of the many projects that has to be done when you're starting a farm from scratch. Cowabunga Shazam, boom. Hey guys, hey. Yeah, such good puppies, such good boys and girls. And let's look at the sheeps. They're happy. They got a fresh new place. Yeah. And I gotta feed you guys. I gotta feed you. Bet you're hungry. Evidently. It's breakfast time for the ducks. Well, there we go. Another lesson. I had just been spouting the best Sunday message I could ever spout, and the camera wasn't recording. So I was walking down the hill talking about the Sunday message. Blah, blah, blah. All right. We'll do this again. Hey, it's Mark Shepard, and it's time for the Sunday message. As you can see, we are waiting for some rain. We need some rain. About a month ago, we had too much rain. But now it's been dry. It's been really, really dry. And Thursday and Friday, it was hot. It was so beastly hot that I was out early in the mornings moving the sheep to a new pasture. And it was just beastly hot. So I was out there at like 6 o'clock, and that was doable. But then, man, it just got so hot. So I escaped into the basement where it was cool, and I did some more work on I Live in God, which I shared with you last week. And I hope you'll actually stick around and watch this week's version of it, because I added some hand percussion and some harmonies. So I think you'll enjoy that. On a sad note, we lost a duck to a predator, so that forced me to redo the duck fence, which I needed to do, and it hadn't been done. I hadn't been doing it, so got that done. And finally, it just felt like we were waiting, and we were waiting, and we were waiting for Curley Freckles to have her piglets. And the theme this week is from the refrigerator growing up at home. My mom was kind of a theologian. She went to Union Theological Seminary back when women were not allowed to be ministers. She had to get her degree in Christian education. But she always had something profound on the refrigerator. And one of the things she had on the refrigerator, which I'll talk about maybe next time or in July, was there's no freedom without discipline. But that's not what we're going to talk about this week. This week's Sunday message is something else she had on the refrigerator, and I think it might have been from Søren Kierkegaard, the theologian. I think he was a Danish theologian. And was this: God's delays are not God's denials. And as a songwriter, I have clung to that message that was on the refrigerator. And refrigerator is a good place to put things you want to remember up to a point. At some point, though, you stop seeing it, right? So you got to kind of clear off the refrigerator every, 5, 10, 15 years. We're long overdue on our current refrigerator. But God's delays are not God's denials. And there's so many things every day that I don't get done. And since 1976, I've been writing these songs, trying to get them out into the world. And even earlier than that, I had a dream of protecting land from developers' bulldozers. That was, even as a little kid, I wanted to protect wild, natural land. And that has just always been something that has inspired me or guided me. So here I am, 62 years old, and I'm finally doing it. God's delays are not God's denials. So the weather finally changed. We never got the storm that I was waiting for, but the weather changed. The wind came and cooler air blew in, and eventually everything changes. There's an old saying, if you don't like the weather here in upstate New York or New England, just wait a little while. The weather will change, right? We will get rain eventually. Eventually. God's delays are not God's denials. So wherever you are in your life, whatever you're doing, whatever project you're working on, whatever big dream you have, sometimes we have setbacks. Sometimes we have disappointments. My dad is again struggling to get back into a physical condition so he can do stuff all on his own. And he's almost there. We have a wonderful physical therapist, Brett, who's been working with my dad and giving him some exercises. And my dad is really, he's got grit. He's got grit, and he is coming back. It seems like the UTI is gone. We're monitoring that. And he is recovering from COVID, and he's going to make it. We saw the family doctor, Dr. Greg Healy, this week, and he was like, no, your dad's doing well. He's gonna recover fully from this. So God's delays are not God's denials. The thing that you're working on in your life, the thing you have longed for, hold it in your mind, see it the way you want it to be, and then do the little things that you can do every day to make that dream come true, to make that dream possible. I got a little downy woodpecker up in the tree, and the ducks need to eat, so I got to go feed them. So I hope you'll stick around for the song, and I have a wonderful surprise for you. Speaking of God's delays not being God's denials, I have a wonderful little treat for you at the end after the song. So I hope you'll stick around for that. And if you like what I'm doing here, please, I could really use your support. Just give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please share this with somebody who gets sometimes that things are a little quieter, a little slower paced in real life, and that the prayers that we send out are for you, for me, for all of us who feel the spirituality but might not necessarily go to a church, who feel spirituality but might not necessarily subscribe to one religion over another, that maybe we see everything as God. God lives in us and we live in God. All that is God. God is not an old man sitting on a throne being mad at us, right? That's Old Testament stuff. A guy from Galilee basically said, hey, God is love, and God is everything and all that is all around us. And you, my friend, are a manifestation of God as well. So let's live our lives with love, with intention, and remember that God's delays are not God's denials. The things that seem to take too long might be just perfect. It might be better than you could possibly imagine. It might all need to work the way it's working for some purpose that we cannot perhaps discern at this exact very moment. And as an impatient person, that's hard sometimes for me to hear. But sending this out to you, sending it out with prayers and with a blessing that your coming week may be wonderful and healing, inspiring, uplifting, joyful, constructive, empowering, and better than you can possibly imagine. Peace, love, grooviness. Here's the song. Amen. Boom. Sunday school teacher back when I was 5. She said something I'll remember as long as I'm alive. We live in God like the fish live in the sea. God lives in us like the sea lives in the fish. We live in God like the clouds live in the sky. God lives in us like light lives in our eyes. I live in God. God lives in me. I live in God. God lives in me. Of separation, and I affirm that all is one. All is one. We are no more apart from God than sunshine is. Something other than the sun. I live in God. God lives in me. I live in God. God lives in me. Jim is speaking true. Speaking Brother Jim. The affirmation starts resonating in my heart. How can I keep from singing from the God in me, the God in you, the God in we? I live in God like the fish live in the sea. God lives in me like the sea lives in the fish. I live in God like clouds live in the sky. God So hey, thanks for listening to the song, and I got a little treat for you right now. I'll give you a hint. Curly Freckles, her time arrived. So stick around for that. I love you guys. Peace, love, grooviness. Amen. Boom. So not only is Red Girl not pregnant, she's in heat. She's acting really funky. She was a little aggressive towards me. And I was a little afraid of her. I had to kind of speak sternly to her. What are you doing, baby? What's going on? Oh, I see what's going on. She's protecting. Maybe she's not in heat. She's protecting all the new babies. Because Curly Freckles had babies. Oh my God. Hopefully she's not lying on them. Alright, so Rubber-Tummy's piglets are kind of messing with Curly Freckles' piglets. Oh, Curly Freckles! Curly Freckles had 1, 2, 3. And see, the older piglets, oh my God, she had a lot of them. She had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they're pretty. Some of them are dark and some of them are red. Curly Freckles, you did it, baby. And now we gotta make sure that Rubber-Tummy's piglets don't push the new little ones out of the way for nursing. They are so cute. That bale of hay is right up against the wire, rounding it out probably. So Red Girl was acting strangely aggressive to me when I came into the pen. I thought maybe she might be going into heat, but I think she was just being protective. See, this is, I don't want to see that big black one? That's Rubber-Tummy's piglet. It's 2 weeks old. Yeah, there you go. Good mama. Good mama. So it looks like we got 6. 5 or 6 anyway. Get a little closer. Getting all tangled in all this brush here. Hey Curly Freckles, how are you, baby? Are you a good mom? Are you being a good mom? Oh, we got some nice freckly ones. Are you being a good mom? Yeah. Yeah. You made yourself a nice nest. She must have rolled that. She must have rolled this bale down here. I don't think it's doing much harm, but. Hi, honey. Hi. How's your babies? How's your babies? Yes, such a good mama. Such a good mama. Let's see. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here comes Aunt Red Girl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, they're cute. Oh, I like the spotted ones. Oh, 6. Yes! Yes, they're coming right over. They're gonna learn about hot wire pretty quick. Except it's not on at the moment. But they have a nice little nest. That's great. That little spotted guy. Yeah. Such a good mama. Oh. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna get shocked when the fence goes back on if they keep hanging out here. All right, I gotta get going. All right, so it has been a week. These little guys have been here. Hi, boys. Hi. You know where the food is. They know that when I show up, it's food. I put watermelon rinds in there too. Like a good pig, he's gotta put his foot in it.
Wave.